It's audible, madam,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
and PPT is visible.
No, sir, your screen. Now it is visible.
Visible and moving also.
Now it is moving.
Mhm. So, good afternoon to all. Today, the post CIRP means whatever the CIRP you have handled, whether it is a good or bad, the final product we can know during a post CIRP only. If the company is continuing and the prospective successful resolution applicant is good and he is handling that company in a better manner when compared to the erstwhile management, then your CIRP is a successful one. So the pre-CIRP is input, the CIRP is a process, the post-CIRP is a output. The input, the process, the output. In any organization, the process before process input after the process is over, the output. Your output, you can see you can see monitoring committee through monitoring committee. So I have handled this CIRP. Now the company is in a full-fledged manner or handling by the successful resolution applicant, and it generates a lot of production, and it produces it or it gives some good results to the economy. GDP increases, employment retention, and the government they will get the GST taxes revenue. So that's why your success is depends upon the during CIRP, and now the final product you have to see. You have to see means this industry or this company I have handled and now it is functioning well. That is a great to you. That is a great to you. The greatness is depends upon the best practices that are adopted during the CIRP, before CIRP, to some extent post CIRP also. Today I will discuss about what post CIRP, how many companies are successful, some of the resolution applicants, successful resolution applicants, they are unable to handle that company, and whatever the guarantee given by them, that is invoke again from scratch onwards or liquidation. It will go into the liquidation. Depends upon the decision of the adjudicating authority. So now you are today you are seeing your final product. So final product is a good or not, the quality control checks and all these things that is required. But anyhow, you are also the member of that particular monitoring committee, and not only that one, the COC member is also one of the nominee the monitoring company, monitoring the in that particular committee, and independent director. Some companies they will take as an independent director also, because you are also contributed a lot. You know the company, you know the operational criteria, you know how you resolved and how many problems you have faced during CIRP. All these things you are also know. That's why here also the best opportunities are there for you. They can take as an independent director also on their board, because either 180 or 270 or 330 days you are living you are testing, you are facing the problems of that particular company. You know the employees, you know the workers, you know the creators, you know the challenges, you know the particular litigations, you know the value of the assets, you know the resolution plan, how it is drafted, you know what are the contents of the resolution plan, whether the contents of the resolution plan is going to be implemented by the particular company or not, you are observing. That's why the post CIRP is also a good opportunity. It is a final product, the final product to be tasted by particularly the successful resolution applicant, and you are going to ask, how is the product like that? So the post CIRP is also very, very, very interesting. So now today I will discuss up to 5 o'clock as usual the post CIRP best practices, and what are the here also in the post implementation also some problems are arise. Even though we have given handover the company to the successful resolution applicant, and the earlier board or earlier operational creditor or earlier financial creditor or the public, they are touching that particular company in one way or other. Even though once the NCLT is given the order, whatever, even though the other people are filing cases, that is null and void. The best practices during post CIR. I request you, please listen. And here also that opportunities are there. Once you are handling one CIRP, you are also eligible to act as a director because you know the nuts and bolts of the company known to the corporate debtor. First, the nuts and bolts of the company. Second person, none other than IRP or RP. Then you can guide, and whatever the issues are there, the issues are also you can tell. Otherwise, if a known person is there in that particular company, you are the known person. You are living in the company for 180 days or 270 or 330 days. And no, that proverb is also there. Known devil is better than unknown devil. So that's why definitely they will take on board also, but subject to your efforts, subject to handling the case properly, subject to the appreciation received from NCLT on account of timely completion, on account of error-free CIRP, or subject to appreciation from the stakeholders also. While insolvency and bankruptcy court primarily focus on time bound resolution during CIRP, the success of IBC ultimately determined by the post CIRP phase. Whether you are successfully handled or unsuccessfully handled, the result, the final output only, whether you are putting efforts or not. The resolution plan approved by the COC and sanctioned by the adjudicating authority must translate into effective revival of the company, value maximization, sustainable operations of the corporator. So all these things. So this is my baby. I have handled. Now this is I'm handing over to the a good person, that is a successful resolution applicant. And if at all you are also not only the monitoring committee, if at all you are also an advisor to the company, then good results will come. Because a lot of problems you have seen, how many cases filed, how people are face a problem, all these things. Post CIRP failures such as a delay in implementation. This is also there. Out of anxiety, out of hurriness, out of a thinking, lack of a thinking process. Some of the resolution applicants, they filed and they win in that particular process. But later on, they are not capable of handling the company. That the success rate, the failure rate, all these things are there. Only 1 minute, sir. Only 1 minute. So the post CIRP delays in implementation. Suppose I am in a hurry of purchasing a product, but utility, how to use that product, I don't know. But I am having money. Some promoters, they are taking wrong decision. Suppose I take, for example, one chemical industry expert is there. One news agency, CIRP. He purchased a news agency, CIR, but he is having good experience in chemical industry. How he will manage? How he will control? Lot of time he has to take the consultancy services. Then only he will handle. That is also happening in some of the cases. Unresolved legacy issues. Some issues during CIRP not resolved. That always hitting the successful resolution applicant or new management. And the governance lapses can erode the value created during CIRP. So governance, what is meant by governance? What is meant by corporate governance? Following the ethics by functioning in an efficient manner, any organization, whether it is a bank or chemical industry or aviation or textile or sugar, whatever it is there. If governance lapse, if at all you have done wrong things during CIRP, that will hit after CIRP also. Therefore, adopting a robust post CIRP best practices is also a critical. Also critical. Adopting. Because I have taken a baby, that baby is having some problem earlier. Now I have to nourish properly. I have to give the food properly. I have to they groom the properly. That baby is nothing but the corporate data, the company. So therefore, adopting robust post CIRP best practices is critical. It is very easy to give the lecture. Once the company is handed over to you, and how to handle, how to start, where to start, and who will provide support. All these things are the question marks that are arised in your mind. That's a successful resolution. Here also, the successful resolution applicant should have the managerial practice. The managerial practice, because the company is handing over. And the successful resolution given promise that I will pay this amount, that amount in a quarterly installment or half-yearly installment upfront, I will bring this much amount. That's why the post CIRP is also a difficult. But you are the member in a monitoring committee. You should give the valuable suggestions, and you can provide whatever the best is there to the company. It is a sick company earlier. Now it should be converted into healthy company. It should be converted into healthy company. Immediate handover and transition. Sir, best practice is why delay? Once the successful resolution finalized, immediately handing over process to be completed. Otherwise, if at all time delay is there, cost escalation. Time delay is there, then automatically some revenue problem to the successful resolution. Once, even particularly in the tender system also, once any person got the win the tender, immediately take the documents, take the amount, hand over the asset. This is also same in the tender process. That is a request for resolution plan process in IBC terminology. We have to hand over. Once whatever the conditions are there, he accepted, and the adjudicator was accepted, and the adjudicating authority is also finally accepted. What is the problem in delaying that particular company to the successful resolution applicant? Handover and a transition management. Prepare a detailed handover. Detail. So, what are the inventory? What are the items you are handing over to the successful resolution of plan? Sir, this is a plant, this is a plant, this is a building, this is a land, this is a title deed, this is a plant and machinery invoice is this one, this is a building, these are the title deeds, this is a stock, these are the value of the stock, and this much workers are there, this is a HR list. Handover. Status of assets and liabilities. Once you have prepared the note, that note contains all the assets and liabilities, the employees, and the designations. All are to be handed over. And once handover, you put a namaskar. This company today, tomorrow, today onwards, you have to run the company. But I'm overseeing your company, whether you are following the conditions that are mentioned in the resolution the resolution plan. Pending litigations and the contingent liabilities. Tell, sir, these are the pending litigations. These are the contingent liabilities of bank guarantee or letter of credit or workman compensation, whatever it is there, that also please hand over. Key contracts, whatever the contracts are executed in the company, that also hand over. Licenses, particularly pharma sector, drugs manufacturing, patents are there, intellectual property rights are there, and particularly pollution control board certificates are there, drug licenses are there, insurance policies for the assets are there. All you have to hand over all and take the handover letter by acknowledgement from the appropriate authority who is a successful resolution applicant. Statutory approvals, if at all any licenses are there, all licenses hand over. If at all tax, GST or income tax, all conduct a joint transition meeting, involve meeting. You have to conduct one meeting. and finalize all papers in the presence of all people. Handover process. Then you see whether he is going to handle the company in a proper manner as per the guidelines, as per the conditions that are stipulated in the this. So, in that particular joint transition meeting, resolution profession, successful resolution applicant, key managerial person, all should be, because the transparency is very much required. If at all you are not properly handing over that particular your baby, because your baby means you are the earlier CEO. Now you are going to hand over to the new CEO, new company, new owners, that CEO. Sir, this is this one, this is this one, this is this one, like that. Then good results will happen. Some of the people here also, some problem is they are not properly handing over. Even in a branch, particularly, I'm in a bank earlier. Whenever the new incumbent is coming, suppose I am AGM, new AGM come, I'm handling nearly 45 branches or 50 branches. Then, boss, this is a 50 branches. These branch managers perform well. These branch managers some problems. These branch managers bottlenecks. This is the deposit oriented. This is the advance oriented. This is a fraudulent branch. This is a lot of scope is there, and this is union people. This is association people. They are creating problem. These are the complaints. And whatever the documents and other things are there, all are handing over, and he will take over. So here also the same practice to be adopted. Ensure transfer of control. Company bank accounts are there. Transfer and inform to the bank that up to yesterday, I'm the resolution professional. Sir, today onwards, the successful resolution of the applicant so and so, they have taken over the company, and the bank transactions are to be operated by the SRA only, not by me. ERP system, the IT system. Day one, you have entered the user ID, password, and a disabled systems. Call the systems administrator. Remove my name in that particular ERP system and include the successful resolution applicant. Statutory logins. And you please inform to the ROC, Register of Companies, within the timeline prescribed in the resolution plan. If a resolution plan told once the adjudicating authority in NCLT approved third day, we will hand over. Means why third day? Why not first day? Outcome. Smooth transition reduces the operation disruption. It reduces. So it is an art also. And a continuity of a business. Actually here, honestly speaking, in the bank also, new branch manager coming and old branch manager leaving. Old branch manager, he will tell all the people the psychology of the staff, the total deposit, the best customers, the worst borrowers who are not repaying the loan, and who is the head of that particular place. And potential pockets of deposits, potential pockets of advances, and staff cooperation, control, all these things we will learn. The same process. Smooth transition. Reduce operational disruption and continuity of the business. Timely and faithful implementation of that. So once Form H is filed by you, No, 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 it is not my baby. Okay, I have complained. Oh, I have vexed with the company. Now I want to take rest. I want to go to the particular place for rest. No, it is a profession. We should not talk like that. Once the Form H is filed, the second step you have to hand over the companies after getting the approval from the Honorable NCLT. If at all the problems are not there, professional skills are not required. Anybody can handle. Anybody can handle. Problems are inevitable. So the best practices break the approved resolution plan into clear-cut milestones with timelines. The total resolution plan, break it. So first quarter, you promised me to give this much amount, give that amount. Second quarter, you are going to provide this much amount, this much amount. Like that, whatever the plan is there, some people, total amount I will pay upfront, not in a repayment schedule. Take the amount, hand over the company. Once the amount is there, distribute to all the people. So the best practices is break the approved resolution plan into clear-cut milestones with the timelines. Appointment and implementation monitoring company. You are the coordinator. The COC also, the implementation monitoring committee, they will finalize and they will send to the adjudicating authority. Adjudicating authority will approve. After that, as they say, COC no rule. Ensure upfront infusion of funds for their successful result as per the plan. So, infusion of funds. Successful resolution person will tell, no, no, sir, definitely I will bring 200 crores or 300 crores upfront. Ask them to bring. Then only hand over. He told upfront, no, 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 sir, you please wait for 1 month means till such a time, if at all you are waiting for his 200 crores or 300 crores, in the meantime, you have to communicate to the adjudicating authority. Sir, he asked the 1 month, but whether he will bring or not, that is also a question mark. During post CIRP also, whatever the issues are there, your big boss is the adjudicating authority. File periodic implementation status report. But a resolution plan, you told financial creditor in the month of June, operational creditor 20% in the month of March, April, like that you have distributed, and they are always eager to take the amount. That too full, not full amount, partial amount. Okay, partial amount they will eager. So file a periodic implementation of status report, NCLT or COC, wherever applicable. So COC, you have to inform. Sir, March, this much amount you have paid, and this much amount in the June, this is paid. Like that, you have to inform both NCLT and COC. Key risk to avoid. Deviation from the approved plan without NCLT approval, which may invite litigation or plan fail. Sir, that judgment final copy, that is no deviation on the final copy. If at all you are deviated by the successful resolution applicant, then it will be a problem. Then it will be a problem. financial restructuring and capital and discipline. Reconcile the claims finally admitted during CIRP with the books of accounts. Reconcile whatever the claims are there admitted during CIRP. You pass on that claims to the particular successful resolution applicant with the books of accounts, implement debt write down and haircuts. Okay, this operational creditor, he is eligible for 50 crores and resolution plan now we have got approved 10 crores. Haircut is 40 crores. And some conversion of debt into equity. If at all it is mentioned in the resolution plan, the successor resolution applicant will tell, sir, I am unable to pay the amount, but whatever the debt is there, I will issue the share capital. Okay. And revise the repayment schedule. So whatever the repayment schedules are there, that is to be stuck on. Prepare post-resolution opening balance sheet aligned with the accounting standard, Indian accounting standard or accounting standards. Once you are handing over the company to a successful resolution applicant, whatever the Indian accounting standard or accounting standards are there, according to that, you prepare the balance sheet and introduce strict cash flow monitoring mechanism. So you have to strict cash flow monitoring mechanisms. So he told that 31st March, I will pay 100 crores. So tell me your cash budget. Show me the cash budget, how you are getting that one. And 31st March means 31st March, they have to pay the whatever the promise he has made. Role of professional accounts. Because most of the particular the resolution applicants and the resolution professionals, he may be the CMA or CA or CS or they have to take the assistance of a chartered accountant or cost accountants to play a vital role in financial restructuring and post resolution cost control. Cost control is also required. Otherwise, what is the difference between earlier management and new management? The product should be modified, the product price should be, cost of operation should be reduced, then only the price will reduce. Once the price will reduce, the law of demand, the demand for the product will increase, then the new successful resolution applicant, he will get the benefit. Otherwise, there is no fun in doing the CIRP process. Liquidation is the best. So, if at all the company requires, suggest that one. You take this one, that one, this one for betterment. Because the successful resolution applicant, he is having his own ideas, no doubt at all. But we have to give support also. We have to give support also. Strengthening the corporate governance framework. The company should be in a proper manner. Once you are handing over the company, nobody is there except you and the successful resolution applicant and a committee of creditor. In that case, tell the company to reconstitute the board of directors as per the resolution plan. They have to inject, they have to take the new persons to run the company in a better manner. To run the company in a better manner. Appointment to independent directors, wherever applicable, as per the Companies Act. nearly 50% of the directors should be independent. Independent means they are professional people. They have to guide the company. They have to they take off the company in a proper manner. Establish a statutory committees. They form the audit committee, risk management committee, adopt a clear delegation of authority matrix. Because this is a new company. That's why today, once the CIRP is over, then chances are bright for the professionals also. Because you swim that particular company for 180 days or swimming 180 or 270 or 330. You are the best person. Impact restores lenders' confidence and improves long-term sustainability. That is your objective. That is your objective. That is your objective. Why? Because lender always thinking about whether the new company will provide that information or not, whether they will do the best or not. All these things, it is lingering in the minds of the lenders also, operation creator also. Operation revival of the and business continuity. Best practices. The company, okay, the problematic company handed over to the successful resolution applicant by the resolution professional. But that company to be revived by the successful resolution applicant in a better manner. Resume stalled operations earlier, even though it is a going concern, not happened, and stalled operations stop swiftly. Plants, offices, supply chain, all are to be restored. The wheel movement, the plant and machinery wheel to be moved immediately. Then only the successful resolution applicant, he is able to pay the amount as per the schedule that was given in the resolution plan. Renegotiate the key controls contracts, vendors, customers, logistics, all renegotiate. Oh, my company is restored, sir. Please supply the raw material. And the customers also give the advertisement. All these things. Focus on capacity utilization. Once the company is running in a full capacity, then only the profit will arise. If it is still the company is running in a below break-even point, again same problem will arise. Again same problem will arise. So here also, particularly, the company should be run and in a full-fledged manner, that is a capacity 80 and above, if possible 100. Then only the profits will accrue. Once the profits are there, then only he will able to pay the amount as promised in the resolution plan. Cost optimization. Costs are to be reduced. Costs are to be reduced. There is no doubt at all. Costs are to be reduced. Productivity enhancement. We have to tell the successful resolution profession, the applicant, you have to tell as a resolution professional, the productivity to be increased. Because this company is earlier sick company or a defunct company. Cost should be reduced. No lavish expenditure. The company promises are there in the resolution plan. And implement MIS and performance dashboards. So, robust management information system that is required. either to IBBA or to NCLT or to the earlier COC or those operational creditors who are promised to pay in the resolution plan, all are to be properly communicated. Performance dashboard, month on month, the performance should be increased. Why month on month? Why not weekly? So, key insight. Operational revival is often more challenging than financial restriction. It is a new company. Staff members, if at all earlier all are left, then no staff members. And earlier operational creditor may continue, may not continue. Earlier customers may continue, may not continue. All are new. In this scenario, the company should be run in a better manner. In a better manner. Revival is very, very important. Human resource and industrial relations. The best practices are communicate transparently with employees. This is the company. Definitely within 1 year, we will restore the company with the performance. For that, all staff members' support is also required. If support is there, definitely good results will happen. So the job continuity is also required. Compensation restructuring. Okay. Once the company initially, I will give less salaries. Later on, I will give good salaries. Once the company is picked up, settle CIRP period dues promptly. Whatever the CIRP dues are there, that is to be promptly paid by the successful resolution applicant by running the company in a better manner, effectively and efficiently. Interjust the performance linked interest to retain the key talent. Some of the people, they are ready to leave the company. No, don't leave. We will give some performance linked. If at all you show the performance, whether it is a marketing or production or the other people, then I will take care of you. Address the industrial disputes. If at all any industrial disputes, either workmen or employees is there, address them, because it is a new company. Initially, some problems will be there. Either it may be the employees or workers, etc. Result: stability in workforce. Once the company taken by the good management, definitely the hope is there by the staff. Earlier management is not up to the mark. That's why the company is facing that problem. Today, the management is a different management and they are successful. They are having so many companies. Definitely, the company will run in a different manner. So, stability in workforce and a smoother operation turnaround. Resolution of legacy litigations and statutory compliance. The best practices. Prepare a comprehensive litigation track post CIRP. Litigations are there. Some litigations always be there. Definitely there is a litigation. If litigations are there, then the correct person is the earlier who handled that company. That is the person, none other than the resolution profession. During CIRP, whatever the litigations arise, that will continue in post also. He knows the total system. He knows about how to handle the litigations, prepare comprehensive litigation post-practice, leverage a clean slate, principle upheld by courts. So whatever once the court has given, NCLT has given the order, whatever the earlier dues and all are whatever the dues that are mentioned in resolution plan. Other than that, they did not pay anything. Complying the strict and approved plan, addressing the non-extinguisher liabilities carefully, regularize the GST, the income tax, the provident fund, the employees state insurance compliances, environmental and the sectorial licenses, if at all power sector, if at all real estate RERA, the sectorial licenses are also to be, and if at all the company shares are quoted in the stock exchange, restore that one earlier, and caution. Non-compliance of post CIRP may trigger fresh insolvency crisis. Whatever the non-post CIRP issues are there, if at all you are not addressed properly, again fresh insolvency risks will arise. Again. So that's why the post CIRP is also very, very, very important. Stakeholders communication and the relationship rebuilding, and engage proactively bank and financial institution. Being a successful resolution applicant, with the help of RP, you meet the bankers. Sir, the earlier management is not there. I am the new management. We want to run the company and we are having this much assets. This is the resolution. This is a NCLT order and these are the assets. If at all any funding is required, request. This is a new company. Management is different. And the banks may also consider operational creditors. Okay, you go to the operational creditor, meet him, relationship management is required. Boss, earlier management, on account of various reasons, they have defaulted your amount. Okay, the new management came. So whatever the promises that are made in the resolution plan to the operational creditor, we will pay. And please continue your support cooperation to the new promoters also by supplying the raw material. And please verify our particular function, etc., etc. Publish a post-resolution business plans and revival milestones. So the publish the post-resolution business plans and revival milestones. Maintain transparency to rebuild the trust. Trust is required. So maintain the transparency to rebuild the trust. So that is also required. And monitoring, early warning signals, and risk management. So once the company is new management, continuously monitor, day-wise or weekly-wise or fortnightly-wise or monthly-wise. Not quarterly, not half-yearly, not yearly. That is nothing but a post-mortem exercise. Monitoring, if it is small, again issues are coming, resolve that one. And risk management practices are to be, risks to be mitigated. Once a risk is not attended properly, definitely risk will become a big problem later on. So the best practices, develop early warning signals, Early warnings. Only 1 minute, sir. Only 1 minute. And the cash flow stress. Covenant breaches. Whatever the covenants are there, that should be continued, not breaches. Operational inefficiencies. If at all any operational inefficiencies are there, that is to be plugged out. Otherwise, the problem will arise again. Conduct periodic internal audits. And why? Because what is the promises they have made? The SRA, successful resolution applicant. Whether promises are fulfilled by them as per the schedule that is mentioned in the resolution plan. Implement enterprise risk management systems. Once the new management is there, they have to adhere the new practices, technology. Even some of the companies, whenever they are taking over the company, no, I want to modernize the plant and machinery. I want to inject the new technology. I want to take the new staff member. So that parameters are also very much required to be implemented in a earlier defunct company. The objective is prevent reoccurrence of the financial distress. So why we are doing all these things? Again, the company should not be come to the square one. It should be growth oriented, sustainable growth should be there. So that's why to prevent the reoccurrence of the financial distress, this is required. All these things are to be discussed in monitoring committee. The monitoring committee consists of the COC member, the resolution plan, and the successful resolution applicant also. Whatever I am discussing, monitoring committee role is also very important. Okay, I am handing over their authorization, leave it like that means again the baby will come to the NCLT. The company, baby means the company will again come to the NCLT. In that case, what is the purpose of CIRP? If it are going and come back, going and come back, what is the purpose? No purpose. The objective will not be fulfilled. Role of a professionals in post CIRP process. Success. The resolution profession, once it is over, my job is over. No, your job is the runway and the takeoff and the smooth transition and landing. The flight, whatever the flight that they're running, takeoff smoothly, traveling, and a proper landing. The same, the company also. So the chartered accountants, if at all it is there, financial restructuring, audit, compliance, and governance. They should be allotted this type of job. If at all, cost accountants are also required in this company. Cost optimization, pricing, operational efficiency also. Operational efficiency also. Company secretaries are also required. Governance, regulatory compliances. And the resolution professional, he is the experienced person. He handled the company for 330 days or 180 days or 270 days like that. He is also one person. These role, different roles, good roles. With the help of these four professions, the successful resolution applicant, the smooth sailing and without any risks and other things. The effect of IBC 2016 does not end with the approval of resolution plan. It begins there only. A well-executed post-CIRP strategy ensures value preserved during the insolvency translate into long-term revival. Once the company is a long-term revival is very, very important. Once the long-term revival is not there, there is no use of the pre-CIRP and during CIRP. Employment generation should be there. They have to contribute to the national income and they have to contribute to the GDP of the country. Create our confidence. Once that baby has a handover in the new safest hands, that is successful resolution applicant, the successful resolution applicant should groom that baby in a proper manner by adopting structured post-CIRP best practices. Stakeholders, particularly the financial creditors and the professions, can significantly improve the resolution outcomes and strengthen the India's insolvency ecosystem. And strengthen the India's insolvency ecosystem. So the three stages are very important. The before stage, during stage, post stage. The three are: one is input, second one is process, third one is output. All are required to frame the good product. The good product is nothing but the company should be survived, sustainable growth should have. Sir, are you getting my point what I am telling? Sir, some discussion. Sir, are you getting my point? Are you able to understand or not?
Yes, sir. We are very much able to understand, and it is very easy in the easy language and practical aspects. You are making us to understand.
Sir, here this is an opportunity also, sir. Sir,
Yes, sir.
opportunity. Suppose if at all you are having that much knowledge in that particular company, you can become an independent director also. Because you know the IBC, during that the particularly takeoff time of the new company, lot of problems will arise. And if at all you are in managerial capacity, your expertise in managerial, that also. If at all you are a legal expert, the litigation, because you are blended language, the experience. Some of them are CA and IBC. Some of them are CS, IBC. Some of them are CMA, IBC. Some of them are advocates and IBC. Some of them are managerial capacity in 15 years plus IBC. And IBC, the particular nuts and bolts of IBC, everybody knows about that one. So that's why this is a good opportunity also. Explore the opportunities. Opportunities are not visible, sir. It is invisible. We have to search, we have to grab, we have to scan, we have to use the opportunities. Now coming to so many CIRP completed. What is the latest that company, whether it is running well or not, or again defunct? That also we have to see. The SR steel, everybody knows about the SR steel. turnaround of large industrial assets, sir. This is okay. The CIRP is over, handed over to a new person. Now, whether the new person is doing well or not, again, earlier SR, whatever the problems are there, that is persisting or not, that also we have to observe. We have to observe. SR Steel is an industry. It is a steel industry, sir. The corporate debtor is SR Steel Limited. Resolution applicant, particularly resolution applicant and the resolution prospective resolution applicant or successful resolution applicant, ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India Limited. This is the brief. Now what is happened? Outcome of a post CIRP revival. Complex high value resolution. This is a short still big case. Big case. So that only 1 minute, sir. Only 1 minute. One urgent. So this SR stress is a complex, high value resolution. One of the largest CIRP cases in India, with thousands of crores of in debt. So you see the resolution profession, how much efforts he has made and hand over to the other company. The other company, that is a prospective resolution applicant, is nothing but ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India Limited. Now, what is the approval and the acquisition? The NCLT, NCLAT approved the resolution plan and ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India way back in 2019, which involved restructuring of debt and bringing in fresh capital. They brought some fresh capital and the restructuring of that particular the loan and all these things are happened. Now, today the implementation outcome of a post CIRP. What has happened? Implementation. The plan was implemented in December 2019. With a successful bidder taking the operational control and initiating integration and revival of the mill facilities. Immediately, the process started. The prospective successful resolution applicant. The business impact. The turnaround helped preserve an integrated steel plant and safeguard thousands of jobs. Restoring operations, industry confidence, and the IBC framework. So today, SR Steel's a successful CIRP. Now the post also, it is hats off to the resolution professional. Hats off to the committee of creators. Hats off to the stakeholders who are cooperated to the COC. And hats off to the prospective resolution, successful resolution applicant. The company is a turnaround. And once the company is a turnaround, number of jobs, GDP growth in steel industry, government, they are getting tax, corporate tax as well as GST, and exports, all benefits are there. The infrastructure, they are contributing a lot on account of a manufacturing of steel. Today, steel is very, very important one. So had it not been happened, then the missing of SR steels in the economy, that gives bad results to the economy. The steel production to some extent reduces, unemployment increases, government revenue decreases, the GDP contribution is nil. All these things are there. Today, the SR steels definitely Heads off to the resolution profession. Even post also, that is running very well. So if those people are giving interview to the ICSI IAP or ICMA IPA or Triple IP, that ICAI, definitely it is an encouragement to the resolution professions. We have to take the interview with those what problems they have faced. What is his feeling? Now the company is running well. It is a national, they contributed a lot to the nation also. Post CIRP lessons, strong bidder commitment and capital infusion. Whenever I am giving a company to the prospective resolution applicant, not H1, highest one, whether he is capable or not. Some people in a casual manner, they will quote high, but their results are poor. In that case, the baby, the corporate data baby, definitely it will face again problem. Again, the baby has to be joined in ICU, that is CIRP. So to avoid that one, the baby should be handed over to the safest hands, even though the safest hands is not a H1 or H2 or H3, highest one or H2, that is to be handed. Operational stabilization and a new management. Once I have taken over the company, 24 hours I have to work as a successful resolution. Then only that company will survive. Earlier, some problems are there. If at all I have not handled properly, the same problems will persist. Legacy liabilities addressed through structured plan. The resolution plan, the resolution professional, the legal advisors, the valuers, the particularly all people who are complete that CIRP, they are the correct person. The company will take their particular the advice. Then today, it is a great thing to that particular RP resolution profession. Second one is the Sirpur paper mills preservation and operational restart. Preservation and operational restart. Once the company is in sick, and some companies are in ICU, intensive care unit. From that intensive care unit means that the doctor is nothing but the resolution profession, either IRP or RRP. They have to properly diagnose with the help of a decision making of a COC and the adjudicating authority. If at all the disease is cured and handed over to their other promoters, then it is nothing but saving a particular company gives good results to the economy. Sirpur paper mills, preservation and operational restart. Industry, it is a paper manufacturing. Corporate data, Sirpur Paper Mills Limited. Successful COC resolution, successful COC resolution applicant, JK Paper Limited takeover. So this is another company. What is the present status of that particular company? And here, post CIRP revival highlights. Insolvency and acquisition, NCLT approved for a 782 crore resolution plan put forward by JK Paper Limited. Operational restart. Post CIRP, the plant has non-functional, was restarted and preserving jobs and reviving production. That is a great thing. That is a great thing. Before that, even though we are talking about that particular the going concern concept, that was not happened. Non-functional. Once a non-functional means the machinery and all these things are rusted, the buildings, the floors, all the dust, and some of the assets are not useful. And that type of company revived means it is the greatness of the successful resolution applicant. Greatness of the successful resolution applicant. So non-functional restarted, preserving jobs and reviving the production. Economic impact. Revival contributed to local employment, particularly if at all it is in villages, nearby village. The village people, they will get employment. Today, urban people, they will get employment. But what about villages? Only the seasonal employment, that is agriculture. Whenever the sowing and harvesting is there, then only they will have the employment. Remaining period, they are unemployed. And there, one more thing is also there in the villages, discussed unemployment. Once the crop is required, two people, total family, 10 people, they are working for the crop. Extra 8 is there. If this type of companies are there, definitely it gives some employment opportunities to the rural people, which is a great thing. And ours is an agrarian economy, and rural people are facing lot of problems, the lower incomes, etc., etc. Post CIRP, the plant which has been non-functional is restarted, preserving jobs and reviving the production. Economic impact. Revival contributed to local employment and supply chain continuity. Whatever the forward, whatever the backward linkages are there, that is called supply chain. Suppose one agriculture land is there, what is the backward? The pesticides, the seeds, the fertilizers, the electricity, the agriculture labor, the transport, all this. Once the crop is grown, what is the forward linkages? The transport, the cutting of crop, and marketing, all these things. So for everything, the forward and backward linkages are there. Revival contributed to local employment and supply chain continuity in the region where the mill is located. Significance. This case shows how the resolution translate into a going concern revival even after asset intensive, labor intensive business. Normally the paper mills, labor intensive. Once the labor intensive means the village people, number of people, they will get the employment opportunity. And the asset intensive, paper or sugar industry or textile, particularly these are machinery, more machinery. Okay, now the significance importance is this case shows how the resolution can translate into going concern revival, even asset intensive, labor intensive business. Now coming to the Binani cement. Fully recovery, very good. Hats off to the resolution profession, hats off to COC, hats off to stakeholders, hats off to the particular SRA, successful resolution applicant. Business continuation. And what was happened? Binani, it is a cement industry. The corporate debtor is a Binani Cement Limited. And outcome, Binani Cement underwent CIR and successfully completed the process within the resolution plan, resulting in 100% recovery for lenders. That is a very, very, very good. Why? Because no haircut for lenders. Because the lenders' funds are not the funds of the lender, the depositors' funds. The depositors' funds the lenders are using and giving loans to the industries. The funds not belongs to the bank. It belongs to depositors. If 100% recovery is there, whatever the loan they have given to that particular company, Binani, definitely good result. Manufacturing operations were restarted and the commercial activity resumed as a going concern. This is also good post to CIRP. And the takeaway, key takeaways, whatever effective valuation. So that's why during CIRP, the valuation should be proper. If at all the value, some of the valuers, they don't have the knowledge, they don't understand, and even though they are completed the valuation, all these things, expertise is required, the present market value is required, and liquidation value to be properly arrived, then only they are contributing more to the economy. And the debt restructuring, that is also there. The resumption of operation can lead to full stakeholders recovery. Fully, that is the best, whether operational creditor or the financial creditor or the employees or the workers, whoever is there, all are get 100% means that is a great, great thing. Where market conditions and bidders are interest aligned, Binani Cement. So today, whatever the old companies are there, old industries are there, that is better instead of starting a new one with modification, modernization, and technology. Otherwise, starting a new company today, it is a Herculean task. Herculean task. National Steel Agro Industries. Value maximization during CIR. CIRP also, as a resolution professional, you have to always struggle for value maximization. Whatever the best is there, explore the best and extend that best to the stakeholders. Okay, if at all, whenever the company is there, explore maximum from the prospective resolution applicant. Then only that amount. Otherwise, if operation creditor is getting only 20% out of 100, or financial creditor they are getting only 30% out of 100, or wages 24 months instead of 24 months they are getting 2 months, or employees they are getting only 1%. That is not good. Maximization to all the stakeholders. That too, that is possible. For that purpose only, the resolution professional is there. For that purpose only, the resolution professional is there. Industry, it is a steel and agro products. And outcome. While this example is a primarily focus on value maximization, during CIRP, it illustrates how intensive operation focus during insolvency, production continuity, and asset optimization. That is the role of the RP. So once I don't know about the steel industry, I am coming and I am going and I am claiming that whatever the monthly fees is, that is not the role of the IRP or RP. Involve in the process, run the company, understand the process, and then only all the stakeholders will be involved. Some other people, I'm not talking about all people, some other people, casual approach. they don't follow. If at all people are followed, the disciplinary committee, number of cases are there, number of cases. Means it denotes casual approach is increasing. Yesterday also I discussed the casual approach of the RPs in handling the CIRPs or liquidation. While this example is primarily focused on value maximization during CIRP, that is the primary role. It illustrates how intensive operational focus during insolvency, the production continuity, optimization lead to resolution plan, nearly double the liquidation value. That is a great and hats off to the resolution profession. Whatever the liquidation value mentioned by the valuer, that is doubled. In that case, the two key points here. One is the valuer may not give the valuation report properly, or if at all properly given, the efforts made by the resolution profession is extraordinary. A strong foundation for post-CIRP revival throughout the resolution process. The company operated at close to full capacity, preserving the enterprise value. Claps. They are eligible because during the resolution process also, the CIRP process also, company operated at close to full capacity. That is a great thing. That type of skills are required for the resolution. Not code or regulation. That is standard words. But the RP run the company, handle the company by following the business ethics and functioning in a better manner with the corporate governance. 252 sections or 256 sections that are there in IBC code or rules or regulation that is standard implementation 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. That type of things are not required. Handling the company is also the major portion of the resolution profession. The major area, the post-CIRP implementation. Continuous operation during CIRP can significantly improve post-approval viability. So that's why the wheel of the plant or the company to be moved. If at all not moved, it can become defunct and the value will deteriorate day by day, hour by hour, on account of rusting, on account of non-usage. Today, if at all anybody is going from house for 1 month or 1 week after your arrival, the house is full of dust. The company, plant and machinery and all these things are in open. Then the machinery again repair or the in working condition is a big task. Ruchi Soya Industries, operation in the financial turnaround. This is another company. Ruchi Soya Industries, operational financial turnaround. Industry, fast-moving consumer goods, agro processing, and the corporate data, the Ruchi Soya Industries Limited. Outcome, after CIRP, a robust resolution plan restored financial stability and industrial operation. Once the food industries are one by one, the CIRP is not successful and the liquidation, the companies will die. After that, people will starve, starvation will happen for the food products. The company, once India's largest FMCG player, recognized its finance and return revenue generation at a scale of 22,000 plus crores levels. That type of companies, if at all underwent the liquidation, natural death. So the company should not die. The company should be alive. Once the company is facing the liquidity problem or financial crisis, definitely once the company is facing the CIRP, the resolution professional to be handle the case properly. Then only he will not only survive the company, but also nation in turn. So this is a 1,000 crores level insight for complex conglomerate business stakeholders alignment to multiple pronged revival strategies beyond plan approval and critical long-term success. So what we have learned from the successful post CIRP revivals means we have discussed so many companies. What we have learned? First one, early operational continuity. Hand over the company. At the earliest, once the adjudicating authority is given that particular order, had I been there, immediately I will go to the successful, I will go to the company and list out all the papers one by one. Tomorrow only the meeting, one by one, I will hand over and take the signature and run the company and steering particularly I'm in the committee also, monitoring committee. Don't delay. Once delayed, then even I'm going to get that particular, going to get the approval from the NCLT. Immediately I will start the process. In the meantime, 1 week is there. 1 week means 1 week into 15 hours per day. I can work and I can deliver the goods. That type of a zeal, that type of interest, the resolution professions should have to survive the company, to contribute to the nation of the country. So keeping the business going during CIRP often sets the stage for smoother and post-plan execution. That is important. Otherwise, okay, I have hired for 180 days or 270 days or 330 days, some cases 760. Oh, tired, I want to take rest. I want to go to some countries for with the family and all these things. First, you hand over the company to the others. Hand over the company to the successful resolution applicant. Then go. In the meantime, the productions will start. Clear plan, implementation roadmaps. So whenever I am handing over the company, I have to give the plan. Boss, first month, this much production, this much sales. Second month, this much amount to be paid to X. Third month, this much amount to be paid to Y. Like that. Clear plan implementation roadmaps. Break the plan into measurable milestones. Tracking fund infusion whenever funds are required. And the governance reforms are the key sustaining revival momentum. That is also there. Strong strategic investors. And sometimes I require some funds. Some people, they will provide the funds also. I have to search. Otherwise, I alone may not provide the full amount. Cases like Estos show the credibility of industrial buyers with operational capabilities can unlock a real turnaround. So I have to give the projection about the company. What strengths the company is having? What are the opportunities that the company is having? I have taken over the company. what are the opportunities, what are the strengths, then the prospective investors come to my doorsteps. Stakeholders' confidence and communication. Once the baby is handed over to the SRA, successful resolution applicant, the stakeholders are always observing when my fund will get, when my amount will get back. Transferring to post-plan implementation, builders, lenders, suppliers, customers, and employee trust, critical for long-term recovery. I have to take into confidence of all the people. Otherwise, wait, once the SRA will pay, then I will pay the amount to you. That is not correct. Once you are paid some amount to other stakeholders as per the resolution plan, please inform to the non-payers also. Then only non-payers, oh, already some amount paid. That's why, no problem. Post CIRP. So, sir, now any clarification doubt, sir? Sir, sir, any clarification and doubts, and whether it is, are you getting my points or not, or tell me, sir. If at all,
Your explanation is quite
we will
good.
take a break also. We will take a break.
Yes, sir.
Your explanation and postings are really very good and helpful, sir, to understand this practical things we need to take care of.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. So now we will take a break for tea, 10 minutes. After that, we will again meet. Thank you. Okay, sir. So during post CIRP is also a important process, and the results of the CIRP we can see in the post CIRP. So thereby, if a post CIRP is failed, then it is also a learning lesson to the IRP or RP. Now coming to the best practices post CIRP under IBC focus on a robust monitoring and supervision. In the post CIRP, continuous monitoring and supervision is required for a period of 1 year or subject to extension by the NCLT. That supervision is very much required. What are the conditions that are stipulated in the resolution plan? Whether the SRA, successful resolution applicant, they are adhering that the terms and conditions are not. All these things are to be verified. Resolution plans implementation. Clear allocation of responsibility and proactive engagement to address the potential roadblocks. Definitely the roadblocks will arise everywhere. So the roadblocks are also to be addressed in the post CIRP. And here the key best practices post CIRP approval are establish a strong monitoring mechanism. Being a particular, only 1 minute, sir, only 1 minute, don't mind. So strong monitoring mechanism is very much required. Why monitoring is required? Because whether the successful resolution applicant is fulfilling the deadlines, fulfilling his whatever the promises he had mentioned in the resolution plan, that is to be monitored. Monitored means okay, he told that June I will pay 500 crores to financial creditor, but I need not wait up to June. I have to start from January onwards, whether the sales are increasing, whether the revenue is getting or not. All these things are to be through cash flow statement. I have to closely monitor. I have to closely monitor. So establish a strong monitoring mechanism that is very much required. Not only that one. The most critical post CIRP practice is robust oversight to ensure approved plan is executed as intended. The first one is constitution of a monitoring committee. The monitoring committee is very much required. Otherwise, who will monitor? The committee of creditors should mandatorily consider forming the monitoring committee for effective supervision. Okay, somebody means the successful resolution applicant told that I will take for this company, and then my terms and conditions are like this. Simply, we should not. So we should also follow the continuous follow-up or monitoring the matter also. Not only that one, clear composition and roles. In the monitoring committee also, some roles are there. The monitoring committee typically includes resolution profession, whose face is capped at the CIRP level. Normally, the CIRP level, whatever he is getting, that is maximum during monitoring committee also. So the monitoring committee, whatever the maximum, and then nominees from COC, committee of creditors, some nominees are required. Otherwise, they should also follow up. They should also update to their financial creditors. And he has promised 500 crores in June, whether he is going to they pay or not. And representatives from the successful resolution applicant. So the successful resolution applicant representatives also, if possible, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, or CEO of the company. The promoters are finalized. Some person that also the roles, the responsibility, and the decision-making process should be clearly defined. No ambiguity, no sittings. Sitting means some good results will happen. If at all good results are not happened, what is the purpose of sitting the meeting? Next, define the term and quorum. The tenure of the monitoring committee should be linked to the completion of all implementation activities. I have listed in a resolution plan. These are the implementation. These are the amounts to be paid. These are by 1 year or 2 years, whatever the stipulation is there, that is to be completed. I have to closely monitor. The tenure of the particular monitoring committee should be linked to the completion of all implementation activities and clear quorum requirements. The presence of the resolution applicant's nominee ensure functional meetings. The functionals, what are the functions of the company? The functional organization is there. What are the functional organization? The production, the marketing, the operational, all are the functional organization. So the functional organization to be made. Not only that one, ensure timely and transparent reporting. So some of the resolution applicants, even though they are giving guarantee, bank guarantee for the amount, still they may continue the company, or they may not continue also. One example I am quoting here, in Hyderabad, the NCLT bombarded the resolution profession. So we have finalized the resolution plan. I have approved. Whether the prospective, the successful resolution applicant, have you hand over the company to them? Yes, sir, I am ready to hand over that, but he is not coming forward. The unit is located at Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So if at all he is not come forward to take over the company, whatever the losses that are incurred, the CIRP cost, all and with the particularly fine and other things, the total we have to recover through bank guarantee one. Again from scratch onwards. In the meantime, the machinery is rusting, all problems will arise. Ensure timely and transparency reporting. Because the particular financial creditor or operational creditor, if at all some stake is there to the corporate debtor, they are always looking when the amount will come, when the successful resolution applicant will pay our amount. Regular reporting enhances accountability and allows early identification issues. Quarterly reports to the adjudicating authority. So the monitoring committee should submit quarterly progress reports to NCLT, adjudicating authority, and the IBBA also. And the status of implementation and statutory compliances. How the implementation is going on. Whether they are adhering the schedules or dates as mentioned in the particular this one. And the statutory compliance. All these things. Information sharing. The monitoring committee must keep all relevant stakeholders, creditors, the new management, inform about the progress and the deviation from the plan. So, if at all the successful resolution applicant is doing wrong things, not adhere the resolution plan, the stipulations or conditions, must keep all relevant stakeholders informed about the progress, or if at all any deviations are there, that also to be informed. Proactive issue resolution. What is a proactive issue resolution? Anticipating and addressing the challenges quickly is vital to prevent delays which can lead to value erosion and potential liquidation orders. If at all they are not doing up to the mark, if at all they are not adhering the time schedules, if at all they are not paying the amount, definitely there is no other way except the liquidation. The adjudicating authority will not tolerate. The COC will not keep quiet. They will tell the successful resolution applicant not repaid the amount as mentioned in the, as agreed and mentioned in the approved resolution plan. Or in the meantime, invoke the guarantee also. Address and transfer of asset and control ensure smooth and timely handover the management and assets to the new resolution applicant as specified in the plan. And seek regulatory clearances. The plan should be anticipated, address a requirement for all necessary regulatory approvals, licenses, registration, prevention of money laundering, or Securities Exchange Board of India, or tax laws, or labor laws to avoid post-approval delays. All are to be handed over to the particular statutory regulatory clearances. If at all it is there, all are to be, even a PMLA, whatever the clearances they have given, all are to be handed over. Competition Commission of India. If at all any monopoly practices, if at all the group of companies there, if that company is added, then the total net worth is increased, then we have to get the permission of the Competition Commission of India. All approvals are to be handed over to the successful resolution applicant. Contingency plan. building contingency plan into the resolution plan for potential litigation risks or adverse orders. So during the course of that particular time, some problems will arise. How to address the problems? If at all litigations are there, how to address? If at all liquidity problem is there, how to address? If at all marketing problem is there, how to address? If at all any banker supply, and all you visualize that one and include that one. Engage the adjudicating authority with engage. The monitoring committee or the resolution professional should empower to seek timely direction from adjudicating authority. If at all any small deviations, we should, because of whatever the finalized resolution plan that is approved by the NCLT adjudicating authority, that is a Lakshman Rekha. We should not cross that one. We should not whatever the stipulations made. Seek a timely direction from adjudicating authority if implementation is not proceeding according to the approved terms. Uphold the sanctity and approved plan. What is this one? Once the NCLT or adjudicating approve the plan, it is binding all the stakeholders and it should not be subject to indefinite modification or delays. 1 day, no problem. 2 days, no problem. If at all the delays are happening, nobody will tolerate. The clean slate provision ensure approved plan provides immunity from past undisclosed liability under section 32A of the IBC, which protects a new management to provide certainty to investors. Why clean slate is given? So the IBB and the NCLT also given clean slate. So whatever the dues that are mentioned to be paid by the successful resolution applicant, that's that only that one. Beyond that, you need not pay. So all are waived. That's why it is a clean slate. Once the clean slate is given by the adjudicating authority, that is final. If at all any prospective investors are there, you show the order also by the SRA. Then they believe and they will invest. Otherwise, they are also in the confusion state of mind. Okay, once I invested earlier, government gives 100 crores are there, government may attach. If at all they no, that 100 crores once it is not mentioned, the new company need not pay that amount. Not mentioned, new company need not be paid. Strict adherence to timelines. Whatever the strict adherence to timelines. While 330 days overall CIRP timeline is a directory and any post-approval extension should not be exception and granted only in true and exceptional circumstances. It is a directory, it is not a mandatory. So, strict adherence of the timelines. While the 330 days overall CIRP timeline is a directory, any post-approval extension should be exception granted only true and exceptional circumstances. Next, avoid post-approval alterations. Once the alteration nobody should accept the alteration except the adjudicating authority, NCLT. The COC and the resolution applicant, the resolution applicant must ensure the plan is comprehensive and compliant with all legal requirement before NCLT approval. As significant and post-approval modification not permitted. Not permitted. Once permitted, there is no end at all. So once the adjudicating authority approved that one, nobody should alter that one by following the best practices. Stakeholders can help ensure successful revival of the corporate data and maximize the value preservation in line with the core objectives of the IP. So the stakeholders, whether it is with the FC or OC or class of creator or the staff members or whoever is there, all are to be support to successful implementation of the resolution plan. Other areas, the best practices for CIRP under IBC 2016 primarily involve effective implementation and monitoring the approval of resolution plan, ensuring continuity of a business and adhering the legal and regulatory requirements. The key best practices post CIRP: strict implementation of the resolution plan. Approved resolution plan is a legally binding document on all the stakeholders. And a strict adherence of the terms and conditions. Implementation schedule is a crucial for successful of the revival. If at all the strict implementation is not there, revival is a question mark. Failure to implement the plan can lead to the penalties and forfeiture of the performance guarantee. So the invoke of the performance guarantee. So at the time of the handing over the company, the successful resolution applicant has to give the performance guarantee from the scheduled commercial bank. Once he is not followed the guidelines, immediately the financial creditor or committee of creditors, they can invoke the guarantee. Once they invoke, then the bank will pay the amount, and whatever the securities that are given by that particular successful resolution applicant, they will auction and they will appropriate the amount if SRA is not paid the amount. If SRA is not paid the amount. Establish a robust monitoring mechanism. The resolution plan must provide for adequate means and supervise and implement. Supervision is also there. For that purpose only, the RP who is at COC, he will continue in the monitoring committee also. A common practice is the formation of a monitoring committee which may include a resolution plan, another insolvency professional, representatives of the committee of creditors, and new management and the resolution applicant. All people are the monitoring committee. The committee typically oversees the progress and submits the quarterly report to the adjudicating authority. So this process to be continued. Otherwise, there is no purpose of initiating the CIRP. And if this is not happening, the CIRP is failed. And accordingly, the adjudicating authority will take a call. Ensuring management continuity and capability. The plan should clearly outline the framework of the management and control the corporate data post-approval. It is vital to propose the credible directors and key managerial personnel who have the capability of implementing the plan and revive the business. So it is vital to propose the credible directors or the key managerial person who have the capability to implement the plan. So the successful resolution applicant, they have to take the top management, a staff person, staffer, and skilled persons. If at all they are not skilled and staff is not there, definitely again the square one position will happen. The square one position will happen. It is vital to propose a credible directors. Even in the particularly the board of directors also, they have to take the good people, independent directors, etc., etc. Obtain necessary approvals expeditiously. The new management or resolution applicants must obtain all necessary approvals required under law, in force. The Competition Commission of India. Earlier also I told, once the group of companies, they acquired a new company, the Competition Commission of India, the permission is also required. So once the competition of commission permission is given, then only the company to be handed over to the successful resolution applicant. Otherwise, if the Competition Commission of India rejected that one, the SRA, even though he win the particular the resolution plan, then it is a problem. With 1 year, the NCLT approval date, or within the period specified the respective law, whichever is later. Leverage of the clean slate. This is a provision 32A. So whatever the obligations or financial obligations are there, other than that, the successful resolution applicant need not pay anything. The approved plan provides the corporate data with a clean state, granting immunity from the prosecution for past offense and freedom from historical liabilities that are not part of the plan. That's why he can sleep aramse. He can sleep aramse. He need not worry about that particular past debts. Whatever the debts that are mentioned, whatever the debts that are agreed by the successful resolution applicant, that is sufficient. This provision should be well understood and utilized to mitigate the litigation risk and ensure fast, fresh start. Because now he is doing the fresh start business. And if at all the earlier litigations are continuing or perennial, then it will be a problem to the SRA, successful resolution applicant. Maintain transparency and compliance. All actions taken during the implementation phase should be transparent and compliant with compliance with the IBC and other applicable law. That is required. Transparency is required, and compliance is also required. And this helps avoid future litigation and challenges to the plan. If at all he is not complied, the resolution plan as agreed by him, then again litigation and challenges will arise. Litigations and challenges will arise. So this to avoid the future litigation and challenges, this is very much required. Address avoidance of transaction. The plan should be outlined how any identified avoid transaction, whether it is a preferential or undervalued or fraudulent, will be pursued. So this is not part of the resolution plan. This is separately. This is whatever the puff transactions are there. The puff transactions, the adjudicating authority given the signal, and reverse that transaction means the resolution applicant, the professional, he has to recover that amount from the concerned and distribute the same to the remaining creditors. Remaining creditors, as for the waterfall mechanism, as for waterfall mechanism only. Profits from such actions typically follow to the creditors, not the resolution applicant. No, sir. Earlier you have not the undervalued transaction is there. Now you are recovering that amount. You please pay it to me as a successful resolution applicant. He is not eligible. That is to be paid to the creditors as for again waterfall mechanism. Again, as for waterfall mechanism, pursuing them is an important part of post-CIRP process. This is a post-CIRP process. Plan for post-implementation challenges. The resolution applicants should conduct a thorough diligence, due diligence. Structure funding commitment carefully and build contingencies and potential issues like funding gaps, regulatory overlaps, stakeholders disputes to ensure the plan long-term viability. That is the role of the resolution applicant. That is to be verified by the monitoring committee, who is the particular resolution profession. If at all he is not monitoring properly and deviations are happening, then he is held responsible. For what purpose? The monthly remuneration as given in the CIRP, that is a maximum means to continuous follow up the matter. To continuous follow up the matter by following the best practices. Stakeholders can help to ensure successful revival of the corporate data and achieve the IBC objective, value maximization, and promoting entrepreneurship. Once they have followed these best practices, and the stakeholders can help ensure the successful revival of the corporate data and achieve the IBC objectives of value maximization and promoting entrepreneurship. Role of the monitoring committee. We are discussing about the monitoring committee. Monitoring committee. What is the role of the monitoring committee? Why the what the actions? What follow up? And what are the duties and responsibilities of the monitoring committee? That also we have to discuss. Detailed information on the role of the monitoring committee and the process of handling the post CIRP legal challenges. So the one committee, the COC committee, followed by monitoring committee. The COC committee, COC is one committee during CIRP, post CIRP, the monitoring committee. What is the role? Role of the monitoring committee. The monitoring committee is established by resolution plan to oversee its implementation after approval of the adjudicating authority, that is NCLT. Its composition, its powers are defined in the plan, but the key functions are included. What are the key functions? So they have established for the resolution plan to oversee the implementation. For that purpose only monitoring committee. Otherwise, once he paid the total amount, the prospect successful resolution applicant, then the monitoring committee role is not there. Total amount paid. So suppose I take for example in Hyderabad also one real estate taken they successfully completed the CIRP and the successful resolution applicant total amount in 2 installment is paid. Once the 2 installment paid, the resolution applicant informed to the adjudicating authority and informed to the particularly IBBA and closed that particular issue. So the monitoring committee established by the resolution plan to oversee its implementation after approval of the adjudicating authority. Its composition powers are defined and planned, but the key functions include supervise the resolution plan implementation according to approved terms and timelines. If at all any deviations are there, immediately the MC has to inform to the adjudicating authority. These are the deviations and ensuring successful resolution applicant complies with the statutory requirement and obtain regulatory approvals. So ensuring successful resolution applicant complies with the statutory requirement and obtain the regulatory approvals. Facilitating transfer of the corporate data or assets and management to the successful resolution applicant. That is also the role of the monitoring committee. Monitoring the infusion of funds and the disbursement of payments to the creditors and the stakeholders as per the plan. That is also the role of the monitoring committee. So whatever the funds that are received by the monitoring committee for a distribution to the creditors, they have to take from the successful resolution applicant and redistribute the same to the particular the creditors. reporting quarterly progress. That is also the role of the monitoring committee to the NCLT and the IBBA also. That is also role of the particular the monitoring committee role. Seeking direction from NCLT. Sometimes if at all any deviations, any issues are raised, then that is brought to the notice of the NCLT. If implementation deviates or faces any obstacles, if what obstacles or other things are there, that is to the brought to the notice of the NCLT. Invoking performance guarantee. If a successful resolution applicant defaults, if at all he is not paid the amount on time, and immediately the invocation of the guarantee given by the SRA to the particular COC, that is also to be invoked. And once invoked means the bank will pay the amount and the guarantee, the beneficiary will distribute the amount to the creditors. That is also the role of the particular monitoring committee. The successful resolution applicant covers the expense of the monitoring committee and insolvency professional fees as a member or chairman is often capped at the level receiving the CIRP. The successful resolution applicant covers the expenses of the monitoring committee and the insolvency professional fees member chairperson is often capped the level of receiving the CIRP process. So in the resolution applicant, the applicant covers the expense of the monitoring committee. He has to pay the insolvency professionals fees as a member of and chairman and often capped at the level receiving the during the CIRP. During the CIRP, whatever the amount is drawing, the same amount to be paid to by the successful resolution applicant. This is also to be condition. This is also the condition to be mentioned in the resolution plan. Post CIRP legal challenges. This is a lot of issues will come. That is to be addressed properly. Otherwise, then it will be a problem also. Post CIRP legal challenges. And what are the legal challenges that will arise in post CIRP? Once the resolution plan is approved by the NCLT under sections 31 of IBC, it is binding all stakeholders. And the legal challenges after approval is highly limited to ensure finality. Normally, section 31 of the IBC clearly told whatever the conditions that are mentioned in the resolution plan, to that extent only the SRA is obliged to pay. Beyond that, he is not liable or responsible or accountable to pay the amount or to do the things. So that's why restricted the 31 on account of 31, the challenges normally will be limited, normally or highly limited, but ensure finality. Grounds for appeal. An appeal against NCLT order approving this possibility is there. This type of possibility is there. What is the possibility? Once the successful resolution applicant, started the taken over this one, then the corporate debtor or the other people who are not getting the amount, they will or less amount, they will approach NCLAT. Then during that time, some problems will arise to the SRA also. Normally, once the plan is approved, there is no issue at all. Today also, some of the CIRP's judgment is given NCLT, but some of the people, particularly stakeholders, they are approaching NCLAT also. An appeal against NCLT order approving a resolution plan can be filed with NCLAT under section 61 subsection 3 of IBC based on the specific grounds. On these grounds, some of the stakeholders, some of the claimants, they can approach the NCLAT. The plan violates any existing law. The approved plan of NCLT, if at all they violate the existing law, in that case also, some of the stakeholders, they will approach the NCLT. That cases are also there. So, there is no guarantee, particularly SRA. In most of the cases, if at all are okay, then SRA will not face any problem. Otherwise, if at all some errors are there in finalizing the approved plan by the NCLT, then automatically some people will approach the higher authority NCLT. There was a material irregularity by the resolution professional during CIRP. During CIRP, if at all the person, resolution professional, did some material important irregularity, in that case also, the claimants or aggrieved party, they will approach the NCLAT. Debts and operational creditor are not provided as specified by the IBBI. Even operational creditor up to liquidation value, that is to be paid in the, that is to be mentioned in the resolution plan. If at all nothing is mentioned, then these operational creditor also, they will approach the NCLT. That type of situation will also arise. The CIRP costs do not have repayment priority. Do not have repayment priority. If CIRP costs are not realized, suppose interim finance or during the particular going concern, if at all any amount provided by the any operational creditor or financial creditor, that is not given priority, then in that case also they can approach NCLAT. The plan fails to meet the other criteria as specified by the IBBA. If IBBA is told some rules or regulation, if at all that is violated in this particular plan, there also scope is there. Key jurisdiction challenges. Jurisprudence challenges are also there. What are the jurisprudence challenges? One is commercial wisdom. The Supreme Court affirmed commercial wisdom of the COC in deciding the plan financial terms is not subject to judicial review. Correct? It is not judicial review. Nobody can encroach. But sometimes, if at all they are not violating the rules or regulations or code, definitely this facility or this shield is not available to the committee of creditors. Timelines. Appeals must be filed within 30 days of the NCLT order with a maximum extension of 50 in that case also. Then if nobody is approached NCLAT, then the successful resolution applicant is happy also. Clean slate. Upon approval, prior claim not included in the plan or extinguished against the corporate debtor and successful resolution applicant. This principle provides a clean slate. Though investigating agencies can still pursue former promoters for individual offences. Upon the approval, prior claims not included in the plan. In that case, the clean slate is not available. claims not and extinguished against the corporator and a successful resolution applicant. This provides a clean state, though investigating agency can still pursue the former promoters for individual offences, not post-approval modifications. The NCLT cannot order changes to be approved plan based on fairness. It can only set aside the uphold the plan based on the grounds of section 61(3). In that case only, that will happen. Otherwise, no question. Next one is understanding the aspects of the crucial for navigating the post-CIRP phase. The understanding these aspects is crucial for navigating the post-CIRP case also. Insolvency professional fees during the monitoring period. Who will pay? This insolvency professional fees. The fees of IP acting as a member of chairperson of the monitoring committee post NCLT approval are regulated to ensure fairness and efficiency. Cap on fees. There is a cap on fees also. The monthly fees payable to the IP for their role in monitoring committee cannot exceed the monthly fees they received during the CIRP. During the CIRP, they cannot pay more than that. The monitoring committee, they should not pay more than the COC amount what he is eligible, because here he is only the observer, he is only the monitoring, and when compared to COC, during CIRP, the workload is also very, very less. So the maximum cap is that one. It doesn't mean to that extent he can draw during the monitoring committee period also. Expenses borne by SRA. All expenses of the monitoring committee, including IP's fees, are borne by successful resolution applicants. Performance guarantee. The resolution plan often mandates that SRA to provide performance security, which can be forfeited if they fail to implement the plan, and the cover associated with the cost, including monitoring expenses also. So whatever the expenses are there, monitoring committee, that is to be borne by the successful resolution applicant. So if at all the particular the SRA is not fulfilled, whatever the promises he has mentioned in the resolution plan, not fulfilled, including this SRA, particularly the monitoring committee, the member resolution, that also to be recovered from that particular guarantee. The specific amount of the CIRP fees itself depends upon the admitted claims of the corporator and cannot include fixed minimum fees and performance linked incentive as determined with COC and the IBC. So CIRP fees itself depends upon admitted claims and the corporate data and can be included fixed minimum performance linked incentive also. So the performance linked incentive also there. Today, some of the RPs, they are getting 5 crores. One RP in Hyderabad to handle the case of the real estate, he got 5 crores. So that 5 crores also mentioned in the resolution plan. Because once the COC approves that incentive IBBA guidelines are also there. Once he completed the CIRP process within the time schedule and without any complaints and all these things, and the COC is satisfied, then they will agree, they will pay the amount of the performance linked incentive as defined by the IBBA. Today, once the CIRP is successful and within the time schedule and following the rules, regulations and code,
some of the RPs, they are getting the performance linked incentive fees also. So, to my knowledge is concerned, one person, one resolution profession, he got 5 crores in one CIRP. This is in addition to whatever the monthly fees is charging. Monthly fees is charging during the CIRP process. This is additional incentive. Additional incentive. Recent Supreme Court judgment on the clean slate principle. The clean slate principle, whatever the Supreme Court judgment is there, that I will discuss now. The clean slate doctrine enriched section 31(1) and forfeited by section 32(a) of the IBC is a cornerstone of the insolvency framework, ensuring successful resolution applicant get a fresh start free from past liabilities. Once that a clean slate doctrine is not there, no successful resolution applicant will take or will interested to take over the company. So this is gives a lot of comfort to the prospective resolution applicant or successful resolution applicant, because whatever the dues other than the mentioned in the resolution plan, he is not liable, he is not accountable, he is need not to pay an amount, free from past liabilities. Okay, this was mentioned in section 31(1) and forfeited by 32(a). Take for example, Ghanshyam Misra Sons Private Limited, Edelweiss Asset Reconstruction Company. This is a landmark judgment, solidified the clean slate principle. The Supreme Court ruled that once the resolution plan is approved by the adjudicating authority, that is NCLT, all claims, including statutory dues, owed either to the central government or the state government, not part of the approved plan, stands extinguished. If at all these are not mentioned in the resolution plan, this is extinguished. Some of the cases, the GST or income tax, they approached the court, but the clean slate, that is particularly, if that principle is not there, then no successful resolution applicant will come. The 2019 amendment clarifying that government bodies are operational creditors was held to be retrospective and a clarifactory. Amendment that government bodies and or operational creditors was held retrospective and clarifactory. The governments are also they clarified. So once GST is there, as per Act, I can take the assets and all these things. This is also clearly informed. Yes, Kushbu versus Union of India, 24-25, by a recent judgment affirming the principle. The Supreme Court had repeatedly affirmed the stance of Ghanshyam Misra, holding that the approved plan is binding, no entity can pursue recovery. That is a pre-CIRP dues not included in the plan. So the Supreme Court of India, whatever the cases are there, they will refer the Ghanshyam Misra case and close that issue instantly at the earliest. Why? Because otherwise the purpose of introduction of that section is no use at all. No use at all. So that's why this is also required. So exceptional nuance. What is that exception nuance? Undisclosed sub judice claims. Delhi High Court carved exception where deliberately undisclosed statute issues and those are active litigation and known to IRP and RP that were not mentioned in the resolution might not be extinguished. This knows the IRP or RP. Intentionally, they have not included. Deliberately, they have not included. Then this clean slate, the principle is not applicable in those cases. As this could amount to lapse in compliance of IBBA regulation. If that is the case, there is every scope that earlier before CIRP dues are to be written. Claimed, acknowledged, intentionally they are not taken into consideration. That's why the IRPs or RPs, they have to meticulously include all these things up to last rupee. If not included, then later on, that big problem will arise. Criminal liabilities. The recent ruling reinforced that while financial liabilities are extinguished, the clean slate generally does not shield erstwhile promoters and management prosecution of past criminal offences. Through new management is typically ring-fenced under Section 32A. So whatever the earlier issues are there that promoters fraudulent transaction, check bouncing, that is to be continued. That is not the botherization of the new management. That is a botherization of the earlier management. Here also, the clean slate principle is not applicable. If at all intentionally not included, or particularly with regard to the financial liabilities and other things, the earlier promoters, they did some wrong things, that is not waived. That is not waived. Post CIRP earnings in Kalyani Transco and Bhushan Power Steel Limited, the Supreme Court clarified that absence of a specific provision in the resolution plan, creditors cannot claim entitlement to the corporate debtors earnings like EBIT, earnings before interest and tax, depreciation and amortization generated after CIRP commencement. So here also, particularly if at all they are getting the profits earlier, whatever the taxes are there, that is to be paid, all these things are also not, if it is clearly mentioned, okay. Otherwise, they should not wait. Invocation of performance guarantee by the monitoring committee. So the corporate debtor is not listening, and the successful resolution applicant, he is not following, he is not head, he is not, they followed the schedule. So immediately there is no other way to the monitoring committee to invocation of the performance guarantee of the successful resolution applicant. Monitoring committee is empowered to invoke the performance guarantee if the SRA fails to implement the resolution plan as per the agreed terms and timelines. The legal basis of this often explicitly mentioned in the approved resolution plan itself, as well as IBBA regulations which mandate the provision for performance security. The purpose of a performance security is if he is not adhered, if at all he is not following the guidelines, at any moment, the monitoring committee, whatever the bank, that's why along with the resolution plan, the successful resolution applicant, they have to submit the particular the bank guarantee also. So all these things are important. Not only that one. Examples of Jharkhand, examples of Jharkhand mega food park case. Examples of invocation, Jharkhand Mega Food Park case. In that also, the same thing. In the case of Allahabad, now Indian Bank, Jharkhand Mega and Food Park Private Limited, NCLT Calcutta bench, addressed the invocation of a performance guarantee in January 2024. The successful resolution applicant failed to make a required initial payment within the stipulated time. The monetary company then resolved to invoke the performance guarantee and sought for liquidation. So the ultimate, this is the ultimate. Okay, now scope of the immunity of 32A of IBC. The immunity under 32A insolvency and upheld the Supreme Court in Manish Kumar versus Union of India. And extent immunity, the corporate debtor gains immunity from prosecution and protection of its property of attachment, confiscation, pre-offences provided their genuine change in the management. The new management is successful, not liable for the offences. Section 32 affects the other laws like prevention of money laundering, etc., etc. Limits and conditions. The particularly 32A, all these things I have discussed earlier also. So this is in brief about what I told. Definitely the post CIRP is also very, very important. If at all we are not addressed the post CIRP properly, then the problems will arise. In the post CIRP, monitoring committee role is also very important. So simply the SRA will take care of the company. If at all you are leaving like that, then the purpose of a CIRP will also lost. So to avoid that one, your close monitoring and a close observation, whether they are adhered the terms and conditions or not, all these things are to be verified by you. So this is also very, very important thing. Sir, any doubts and clarifications are required, sir? Are you getting my point or not? Hello? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, still not audible.
Sir. So the pre, the during, the post, all are very, 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 very important in CIRP process. Any doubts? If no doubts are there, we will call it a day.
Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So now I am closing this one, sir. And thank you very much for your kind and patience listening for 5 days. That too, the pre, the during, and post CIRP. Thank you very much to everybody, and thank you very much for ICSI, IAP, for giving me an opportunity to discuss about these things. Thank you, sir. Thank you.